Okay, hopefully this fixes things. That should mean that I can get rid of this. Okay, hopefully this fixes things. That should mean that I can get rid of this. We don't have music, so that's another problem. Hopefully this fixes things. Oh, probably put it a little farther away from the mic. Okay, now am I gonna get an echo because I have desktop audio? Hey, I don't know what links you're dropping in my stream, but that's probably not cool, dude. Yeah, I do see a link. Oh, it's just a jump scare. Thank you for following me, dude. Why? Why what? Every time you get in a Twitch chat, this is what happens. Oh, is it just like automatically post the link? Yeah, that's weird. uh, I thought you were just trying to jump scare me. The stream will start soon, by the way, if you're sticking around for that. I start at 12. This is kind of just a 10-minute early start because I'm trying to figure out this streaming software because I tend to use something else, but now I'm using this. I want to make sure everything was working properly. Only dropped a follow. That's good enough, I guess. Think you left, I assume. But I don't trust this viewer count. It's always bugging. I don't trust this viewer count. It's always bugging. Alright, good. I'm really glad I'm getting everything to work today, because yesterday there were problems. Still not entirely convinced you didn't hop in the chat just to drop a jump scare and leave. I've never heard of that happening before. Someone just posting a link, like their account automatically posts a link every time they join. I also get an activity alert every time something happens, so I don't need to like be paying attention to the activity feed because it'll tell me, which is great. That's why I love this, and I'm glad I was able to figure it out. Yesterday I was having problems. I couldn't use this software because I was getting an echo, but I looked up a lot of tutorials. A lot of them were really dumb. A lot of them were just like, make sure you have no background things running. I'm like, no, that's not the problem. It's definitely something like in the settings of this. You know, for a link that automatically gets dropped, that's not a bad link to have, right? Like, I pulled it up on my phone, not on my computer, right? Because I wanted to make sure the stream wouldn't see it, because I was worried that it was gonna be something like racist or like porn or something. But it's just a jump scare. Probably check the music volume on my stream. Hold up. Probably check the music volume on my stream. Hold up. Alright, that's at a good volume. Everything looks to be going great. I'm really happy about that. Alright, 12 o'clock. I can start, that's weird. Alright, I'm trying to do like 3 things at once right now. It's all good. Alright, do I remember the key bindings? The question. Right. So I got key bindings to switch my, things. We're going to hope that I've hit the right key binding now, because I don't get to see it until stream delay hits. Shut up, that's annoying. Aha, I did hit the right key binding. I'm great at streaming. Whatever, this isn't working, so I won't worry about it. lag. That's not good. Hopefully it'll phase out as the stream continues on. That's usually what happens. Like the second I load up the world, it starts to lag, and then we're good for a while. Yep, jumped up to 40 frames. I guess I'm continuing on the adventure. I wonder what Lupus is doing, because he doesn't follow me, right? Because he just dropped me a follow, which I'm very thankful for. But, like, I was streaming 10 minutes early, because I was like, alright, no one will come into my stream, I'm just going to use these 10 minutes, because I wanna start streaming at noon, right? That's what it says on my schedule. But I want to use these 10 minutes to make sure that my stream is working properly, because yesterday I had a problem with that, and I had to switch streaming softwares. And I didn't want that to happen today, or at least not on my actual streaming time. So anyway, yeah, the point of this story is I started to stream 10 minutes early, and this guy joins, like, instantly. Like, I have no clue how he found my stream. Oh, good, I really like having more clips. My face cam is covering up the activity feed, but that's fine. You guys don't need to see that, because that'll pop up on the screen. So I think it'll actually cover up the chat. I don't exactly know how that'll work. I have a lot of new stuff that I'm figuring out, because obviously I need the activity feed in the chat box here, because I don't get to see that. I might just turn off, like, I should probably just turn off the chat in general, because you guys can see it anyway. Unless there's an activity happening, but that only lasts for, you know, however many seconds it pops up for. That creeper was scaring me, but there's so many mobs around me now, I really don't want to sleep. I don't even have a bed. I'd have to craft one. Yeah, the skeleton sees me. Laggy fight. Damn it. Wanna leave me alone, dude? You know, I always told people that my, you know, this video was, inspired by this guy called Kurt J. Mac that walked to the Farlands. And I didn't realize that was an active series. Like, he's still walking to the Farlands, and he started, like, 2011, I think it was, so, like, 10 years ago. And he's only made it, like, 4 million blocks. I don't think it takes 4 years to do this. As the guy in chat yesterday said, he said it'll only take 1,700 hours. I said, I did my own math, which his math is obviously based off of, more statistics, me walking for 5 hours, or I think he did it based off of 16 hours, being at 300,000 blocks. And he said it would take around 17,000 hours, which I did the math, and that's a little over 70 days. And then, of course, I did my own math, which is just based off of walking 10 blocks and then taking that time it took to walk 10 blocks and then scaling it up. And my calculations came to around about a little under 3 months. If you just held 24/7. It held W 24/7, by the way. It would take a little under 3 months. Which is a lot of time to space out into a normal, I don't want to call it work day, because this isn't work, this is literally me doing something for fun. But, you know, obviously I'm not holding the key 24/7, and I've just slowed my down as well, because I lowered my streams to 3 hours instead of 5. But yeah, I still don't think it's going to take you 10 years. To walk 4 million blocks, by the way. Because what, I'm on my 5th day, and I hope to hit 400,000, so by my 6th day, I hope... By a week. Within a week, I hope to have hit 1 million blocks, and if you just scale that up, you know, 30 million... A million, doing 1 million a week, it would take 30 weeks. That's actually a little... So that's actually a long time. That's years and years. As it is, not years and years, but like 2 years, I don't know. Let's see, how many weeks would that be? That'd be 30 weeks, 30 divided by 4. I'm not good at math. 30 divided by 4. 4, the closest one is 28. You have to go over. So yeah, that's like 29 months. A little less than 29 months. No! What am I doing? 30 divided by 4? 4 goes into 28. Fucking... 7 times? 7 months. 8 months. That's a little under 8 months, right? Without a calculator, I'm useless at math. Well, I don't need a calculator. I need a paper and pencil. I can't do this all mentally while trying to talk and stream and... Please don't make fun of me. You know, the workday comment actually brought up an interesting topic I was having with my friends. Because I was making fun of them. I called myself a professional streamer, which they obviously argued against, because I've been streaming for 4 days. Today's my 5th. And yeah, they're like, you're not a professional streamer. You have like no one that watches you. And I was joking with them because the definition for professionalism is it's your main paid occupation, and I don't have a job, and I've made $7 off of this, so it's my main occupation because I don't have an actual job, and I've made $7, so it is paid. Technically, I'm a professional. Of course, they brought up a lot of arguments like, does that make me a professional Taco Bell worker? And I was like, probably. And then, what was another thing? He's like, yeah, so you're just begging for money, right? You're like asking people on the internet for money. Does that make homeless people professional streamers? I was like, no. They're not professional streamers. He's like, exactly. I was like, they're professional beggars. Obviously, I don't consider myself a professional streamer. Although, technically, no. I was just doing it to troll them. You know, it was a, chilling with the boys type moment, because I haven't laughed that hard in quite a while. It was quite fun. I don't really have too much to talk about today. A lot of things I watch is that I plan out topics of conversation so that you can talk for your entire stream. I kind of just make stuff up as I go along, right? Because how am I gonna plan out 3 hours of conversation to like no one talking about? Like when there's somebody in the chat, it's super easy, right? You just have a conversation like normal. But to nobody here, like what am I supposed to do or say? Let's talk about some of the other video games I've played, right? Sea of Thieves. I had a really good fun Sea of Thieves experience last night. For all you that don't know Sea of Thieves, it's a pirate game, so you go around and you can dig up buried treasure, kill skeletons, and take their skulls and sell that. And then there's also a merchant alliance, which is supposed to be like if you don't want to be a pirate, well, it's like the lore behind it. You are a pirate. Like you don't play the game to not be a pirate. It's not like that in depth of like role playing. Um, but like their things is like you go around, you have to like pick up animals and stuff, and you can sell the animals, and you can also like do cargo, and so people give you cargo, and then you like transport it. You transport the cargo. Well, that's like the three ways you make money: skulls, merchant quest, which is like crates and cargo and stuff, and buried treasure. Um, this isn't like tie into anything to do with the story. This is just like I'm explaining the game to anyone that wouldn't know about it. Um, And then it's also like pirating, right? So pirates would shoot down other ships and steal their loot. So that's a big part of the game, right? It's a massive open world multiplayer game. Um, and at any time, a ship can pull up on you and decide to fight you, and then you gotta either fight or run. Running doesn't really work because it's an ocean. It's very open and wide. There's not many places to hide. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. And then obviously they're a ship as well. And then there's also like 3 skills of ships. The smaller ships being easier to crew without like a bunch of friends. So the smaller ship is like your 1 to 2 player ship. The medium ship is like a 2 to 3 player ship, and then the largest ship is like a 4 player only ship. Like you don't do that with 3 people or 2 people or 1 person. Galleon you only do if you have like 4 people. I like the sloop personally because I don't have too many friends that play Sea of Thieves. Like my friends are all FPS gamers, and Sea of Thieves, while technically being an FPS, it's more of like going around and digging up loot. Because the massive amount of scale in the low like populated lobbies. Like I don't want to call them low populated lobbies because they're probably like all filled, but like I think there's only like 8 ships and it's this huge map. So you don't like tend to find people too much, so they do kind of discourage PvP in that way, but there are people you can find on Twitch that just only do PvP. They don't actually like do the PvE missions. But anyway, my story with Sea of Thieves is I'm doing these things called Tall Tales, which is basically the story behind Sea of Thieves. Like you can do them for like fun missions that are kind of like different from your day or from your everyday PvE missions, but they don't give you any loot. You literally only do them for like the story. And oh my god, these are some of the grueling things ever because like they still had to import. Like they didn't code new missions just for the Tall Tales. Like they did code new missions, but what I mean by that is like you have to go to a place and you dig up a treasure chest instead of like gold and loot being inside this treasure chest. It's like a compass or something that you have to like gather, and then you have to like bring in, and then you have to use the compass to like find where the skeleton captain is to like kill her. Actually, it's skeleton lord, skeleton captain, skeleton lords or something different, but we don't need to go into that. But these things suck because like let's say I have this chest, right? Or let's say I have the key to unlock the chest. You have to find the key, and then you have to find the chest. Well, let's say I have the key, right? I'm on my way to go and get the chest. I'm following the treasure map. And let's say someone shoots me down and my key is now lost to the bottom of the ocean. Let's say they don't pick up the key. I mean, they could pick up the key and then I have to go hunt them down and steal the key back. But yeah, if that key just sinks to the bottom of the ocean, that's it. You gotta restart the mission. You lost the key. So it's a little painful to do these tall tale missions. But my story with the Tall Tale mission is there's these people that just sit at the outposts. Like there's specific spots on the map, and there's like 6 of these outposts that's like the only place you can sell loot at. And people will sit there waiting for somebody to come in and sell loot, and then they'll try to kill everyone on the ship, grab the loot, and then sell it before you respawn, because you respawn on your ship. So anyway, I'm trying to turn in just this stupid Tall Tale mission, and I see these 2 guys on the islands, and I like groan because I don't want to deal with them. I'm not like if they kill me, they'd literally just like set me back like 2 hours of progress. They wouldn't actually be like getting any benefit from it. They would only be like hurting me. So I just let my ship sail past the island, and I jumped off the ship, leaving it unmanned, which isn't generally a good idea. But as I didn't have any loot on me, I didn't care. Like all I needed to do was bring that one item that I had to. I forget what the item was. It was like some cup or something. But all I had to do was bring this cup to the outpost, to this one specific person at the outpost. Um, and so I jump off and I let my ship sail past and I watch them. They're just watching my ship. They haven't noticed that I'm on the island yet. So I sneak past them and I go to sell this loot. And I'm like chuckling to myself this entire time. I was like, no way I get away with this. So I turn in the loot. Then there's this huge like cutscene or whatever. It's not like a cutscene because they can't just like pull me out of the game because it's like a PvP game. So the NPC is like talking and doing all these things, and I'm like watching them, trying to make sure they don't come and kill me. Because I'd be so mad if they came and killed me. Because I still have to pick up a compass that this woman's gonna give me after she's done with her whole spiel. So I type in chat to like goad them because I'm smart. I type in chat. I was like, "Lol, you guys suck." I wanted them to know that someone was on this island. They should come and try to find me. And so they're looking around for me. They still have no clue where I am, which is great. And so the woman finally stops, like, the NPC finally stops their speech, and she gives me the compass, I pick it up. And the reason why I'm so scared of these guys is I'm not bad at the game. Like, I think I'm generally better than the average player, like, at PvP anyway. So I wouldn't be scared if it was like a 1v1 fight. The main problem is there was two of them. So I was scared of that. Anyway, so I pick up the compass, now there's nothing for me to lose, right? They kill me, it's like, whatever, I'll just respawn back on my ship. But literally none of them even touched me, bro. I don't know. I've never felt like that powerful in PvP. Like usually you get shot once or twice, you get hit with a sword, but nope. Didn't even touch me. I slaughtered both of them. Felt like a badass. Felt really powerful. I really like the way the combat works in Sea of Thieves as well. Like perfection. So in Sea of Thieves, there's 4 weapons. There's only 4 weapons in the game. There's a sword, there's a pistol, there's a sniper, and there's a shotgun. And the thing about the guns, right, is you only carry 5 bullets. And these aren't semi-automatic guns either. No. They're single shot, so those 5 shots are all you have, and you have to reload after every shot. So that's like the drawback to the guns, although they're long range. So you also have to hit your shots with them, because there's no crosshairs in the game either. You just have to like shoot where the middle of the screen is. So there's no crosshairs. You have to hit your shot. You have to reload after every shot. You only have 5 shots, and the only way to get your ammo back is on ships. There's an infinite like ammo thing. You just go there and you infinitely get 5 shots, or however many shots that you spent. Because obviously, if you've only spent 3 shots, you're only going to pick up 3 shots. You're not picking up another 5 shots. So, and then there's also another way to get ammo is there's non-infinitely respawning ones. You can find these on islands. There's just these little boxes that come with 50 bullets in them, and you can put that box wherever you want. The ones on the ship stay attached to their specific spot on the ship. Like, you can't move that infinite box. So, that's why I was kind of nervous going into that fight, because I had a sword and I had a pistol. And I was like, I don't trust myself with a sword. Like, I'm sorry, I'm choking on my own spit right here. I don't trust myself with the sword. Like, I trust myself with the pistol. The pistol's not too bad of a weapon. Like, I knew I could hit my shots. It takes 2 pistol shots to kill 1 player. So I had to hit 4 out of 5 shots on these guys. Without them healing, by the way, because you can heal really easy in that game. You just eat food. That's how you heal in the game. You eat food, and then based on the rarity of the food or difficulty to achieve the food, it gives you like more or less health. By less health, I mean like it doesn't give you as much health. Not like it takes away health. Like that doesn't happen. You don't lose health when you eat food. But anyway, I was like, okay, so I have 5 shots. I need 4 to kill 2 people, unless I use the sword to do damage. And then there's always the possibility that they eat, and then I have to shoot them an extra time. I have to shoot them an extra time every time they eat. So thankfully, the first guy, I don't know what he was doing. I hit him with a shot. He didn't even notice I was there, and then he ran away. And then the second guy climbs on top of a roof. So I shoot him while he's on top of the roof. And then I forget which one comes back. One just stands in front of me. And I don't know why it just stood right in front of me, but I shot him and he died. And then the second teammate, who's had one shot in him currently, so there's one dead, one guy at half health, starts reviving his teammate. And to revive your teammate, you go up to them and you hold Y on a controller. I don't know what it is on keyboard or PS4. It's Y on Xbox. But you just go up there and you sit still and you hold Y for like the duration of the res. And he just does that. So I had the easiest shot of my life, right? I was just like, you're standing still and not shooting back at me, so I don't even have to worry about being hit. So I don't know. It was a really good fight in my opinion. In my eyes, they probably didn't feel it was that good. And in case you're wondering what Sea of Thieves is, it's this stream right here. This is definitely what Sea of Thieves is. And the sad thing is I'm only half joking. I'm on a boat and I'm sailing through water, not doing anything. That's basically what Sea of Thieves is. See, the thing that takes away Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is not a perfect game, by the way. If it was, I feel like it would have a lot more players because it's a very fun game in my eyes. But there are a lot of drawbacks that I know a lot of my friends hate, which is why they don't tend to play with me. For one, it's a lot of just sailing on water. You know, you're not in a supercar. You don't have a plane. You're in a ship and you're sailing across this huge map. Like that's the only way. There's no fast travel. That's the only way to travel. So sometimes a trip by itself can take 30 minutes, just sailing from one island to the other if you're sailing across map. And another thing is in order to like get a good amount of money, because you sell the loot for money, right? In order to get a good amount of money, you have to play the game for 4 to 5 hours in one sitting. No, you don't have to play for 4 to 5. I'd say 3 to 4 hours. You have to do like a sitting of 3 to 4 hours. And if you want like a really good haul, you can obviously play for 8, 7 hours. I don't know how much people tend to play video games. But yeah, so that's one of the things that a lot of people don't like. They don't like how much time it takes up. They don't like, having to sail for 30 minutes. It's very disheartening when your ship gets sunk. That was a thing I experienced a lot as a noob, right? Anyone can come up at any time and steal your loot, sink you, kill you. Cause that's what, being a pirate's like. Or at least I imagine. So sometimes you've been playing for 4 hours, you have this pretty decent loot haul. Either you're stacking because you feel like you can get more loot, and you don't want to sell just yet. Because there is a reason. There's these things called emissary flags, and the more loot you have, the higher. Well, like as you add more loot to your ship, you get a higher emissary level, and then you get like multipliers when you sell, depending on what that emissary level is. So sometimes you want to stack loot because you want level 5, which is max, which gives you a 2-3 times multiplier, I think. Yeah. So you want it's like a risk versus reward, right? Do you want to just sell or do you want to stack, and you know how a chance that all your loot gets lost if you get sunk. Um, the sad thing is I feel like that level of loss kind of only affects new players because me being I'm not even a good player. I'm just an average player, but me being an average player and just putting the time to understand and learn the game, I don't worry about losing my loot, right? Like, I know that I'm good enough to defend my ship if someone attacks it, but as a noob, I definitely wasn't, and I've sunk many noobs' ships because they're easy targets, it's free loot, and they generally, because there's no, like, matchmaking or anything, right? It's just, like, you load up game, you get put into a server. And yeah, they don't know enough about the game to defend themselves, because there's a lot of, like, ship warfare has its own problems, but so does, like, I don't want to call it hand-to-hand, because it is guns and swords, but, that PvP and ship warfare are two different, like, things you have to learn in the game. Because don't even get me on ship warfare. For the cannonballs, you have to take in, the way their ship's sailing. You have to lead your shot to where they're moving to. You have to lead the shot based on how your ship is moving, because if your ship's moving forward, right, your cannonball is going to move in the direction your ship's facing because of momentum. So you have to take that into account. You have to take in the weight of a different type of cannonball you're using. There's waves, so your cannon is moving up and down, so you have to like time yourself to the waves. Um, so I feel like the learning curve on top of the potential to lose hours of progress is a problem to um why there's so few new players. I mean the main problem is I don't know how to fix it, right? Because you feel like a pirate, right? When you steal someone's loot, when you sink their ship, and you feel that victory. Like that's some of my greatest moments, is sinking a ship that I fought hard for. Um, it's a good feeling. Um, and so I wouldn't, it'd be boring if I couldn't steal loot. Um, I don't know how they would make it so that it's less detrimental on new players because they can't really like change combat. But I would say tough it out. As a noob, you're going to be set back hours of progress. You just got to tough it out and learn how to fight. But yeah, when I say I'm only an average player, so I have this other story from Sea of Thieves, right? I go to sell my loot in an outpost. There's this guy that's sitting at the outpost waiting to like steal our loot. And when you're waiting at an outpost, generally you don't have your ship with you because if I see a ship at an outpost, I'm gonna know that a player's there and I'm gonna avoid that outpost. Like, I'm not gonna sell at that outpost, right? Um, so there's downsides to that, right? Because you spawn on your ship. So if your ship's not at the outpost, if you die, you're spawning very far away. So that guy was sitting there without a ship, which means we only had to kill him once in order to win the fight. So we pulled up. We didn't know he was there at the time, so he did kill my friend immediately without my friend even realizing he was there. Um, so then we get into a fight. He kills us. I think he kills me at least 4 times, and my friend like 5 times. Um, 5 times only because my friend got killed first, because the respawn delay does make it very. There's a low chance that you actually like have to deal with dying too much. I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah, so he kills my friend about 5 times, kills me 4 times, and this guy was just like cracked. He was, immediately like shooting. He didn't even have to like aim his shot. He just shot it and it hit. And he was bouncing around. It was very difficult to hit him. He was stealing all our food. You can do this little jump thing while you're eating because it makes it hard to hit you while you're regaining health. But yeah, finally I took him out. And he didn't get anything from us because we had sold most of our loot before he decided to attack us. And he didn't sell him early. I think he just wanted the PvP, and he was very good at it. It was very annoying to deal with him. We only beat him because we were able to respawn constantly, and we only had to kill him once. Also, another thing I really like about Sea of Thieves is the balancing to every weapon. There's 4 weapons, right? But they all come with a distinct advantage. Um, the sword, obviously, its disadvantage is it's not ranged, but its advantage is it doesn't require ammo. You can just use it as a sword. Pistol, it's your good like mid-range weapon. It shoots straight. It's your pistol. It's a flintlock pistol. The sniper is basically the pistol. It's the exact same in every way, except the sniper has a scope. Um, so yeah, you get the scope for zoom ranges, and then there's the shotgun. The shotgun, in my opinion, is like the best and the worst weapon at the same time. Because in order to use the shotgun, you have to barrel stuff, and if you barrel stuff and all the bullets hit, it's a one-shot kill. But like most of the time when you're using the gun, you're going to be doing like no damage. You're gonna be doing very little damage, so I don't like the shotgun in that regards. I feel like it's very annoying to use because you literally have to barrel stuff in order to use it. Like if even if they're like 2 feet away from you and you shoot them straight on, the spread of the shot because it's not a like modern day like pump action shotgun, right? It's a what's it called? It's not chain shot. That's a cannonball. Scrap shot? Yeah, it's a scrap shot shotgun. So, you just shove all your scrap in there and then gunpowder blows out all the shrapnel. So the spread is quite wide, and in the game it reflects that because even if they're 2 feet away, you're gonna miss a lot of bullets. Unless you barrel stuff, you're literally going to do like no damage. So my combo is the sword and flintlock pistol. Obviously in real life, a downside to the flintlock was it wasn't a barreled rifle, so it wasn't a barreled pistol, so the shot was very inaccurate. But in this game, the only inaccuracies you have to account for is bullet drop because if it flies in a straight line until the bullet drop happens. I think it's a very well game. I'm not sponsored by them obviously because I have no viewers. Why would you sponsor me? But I think it's a game that everyone should download. I think it's a very fun game. If you have what's it called, Game Pass as well, Xbox Game Pass, definitely download it. It's on Game Pass. Just try it out. I've got 2 viewers now. Welcome to the chat. Love to see someone coming, supporting me. Talking about Sea of Thieves. Do you have any Sea of Thieves experience? It's okay if you don't. I'm just trying to find topics of conversation. Could almost be Chris. See, my friend Chris, he's quite sneaky, right? He says he likes to sneak into my chat, and he roasts me like later on about what I'm doing in my chat, right? He was roasting me the other day because he's like, you just sit there and you don't talk to your stream, you just sit there silently, and your music's playing in the background. I was like, I don't feel like that, so I feel like I have a good streamer viewer interaction. Like sometimes it does get a bit dry. Like that's why I cut the stream down from 5 hours, right? Because towards the end of the stream, the 4 and 5 hour mark, um, I wasn't talking too much. Like I'd just be sitting there, like bored. I'd be holding W. I'd be sitting there like this, just so bored. So that's why I feel like 3 hours is you don't get burnt out as much. Because obviously no one wants to watch me just sitting here not talking, holding W on a keyboard. I feel like that's an important thing as a streamer, right? You have to constantly be talking in case someone does come in and they don't, then they have something to go. They can see my personality. They can see who I am as a person. And they're not just watching some kid holding W. But don't take that as a reflection of my friends. I think my friends have overall been generally supportive of me. I do have one friend, Michael, who comes in and he talks to me. He talks in chat. He supports me. And then my other friends, they're not like support. Like I don't expect anything of my friends, right? I just told them my idea, told them I was gonna be streaming, and they're just like, all right, that sounds cool. Like that's all I needed from friends, right? I don't need them constantly telling me how good of a streamer I am. Like what the hell? Um, and he was roasting me because that's what guys do, right? They roast each other. And he wasn't like being rude or anything. It's because I was trolling him. I was calling myself a professional streamer. So he was roasting my professionalism on streams. No, we all have good fun. I feel intimidated that that person kind of like joined and then didn't say anything and left. I'll ask Chris later if that was him. Be like, haha, I see you joined and thought that I wouldn't be talking. But I was talking about you! you know, it's an interesting thing, right? Like embarrassment, right? Because like something like this, I do know people that would like hide it from like me and my brother growing up. We were so different, right? He got a girl, he wanted to hide it from everyone. Like he told me, right? Because I'm his brother. Like that's kind of a thing the siblings share. Like as a sibling, you know, you tell your sibling everything. Well, when you're like 15, I feel like 1 through 15, you don't trust your sibling at all. Like you hate this. I remember I wanted to like not live with my brother. I just hated his guts, hated him as a person. And then like you hit 15 and you look at this kid and you're just like, yeah, he all right. So yeah, he got a. I remember back when he got his first girlfriend, he didn't want to tell anyone, um, which confused me because I always like shared everything with my parents. I'm very open with my parents, and I feel like that reflects a lot back because my parents are very trusting of me. I don't really have like a curfew or anything. If I want to go out with friends, I kind of just send them a text and then I leave. Like I don't wait for a response back because I know my dad's like gonna be fine with it. I mean, same with my brother still. I think my parents are just very trusting people, right? Because my brother does the same thing, even though he's always been very hesitant to confine in my dad. I think I hopped very early on the train of your parents are very important people, right? Because as like a kid, you don't really appreciate it. You're like, okay, dad, stop giving me advice. Okay, I'll put on a jacket, mom. And then because like right now I'm 17, and I heard like when you get into your adult age, you're like, I should listen to my parents more. Like you call them up every weekend or every day or something. And you're like, how do you cook pasta? Because you're not really prepared to go into the real world. As I feel like I'm not very prepared to go into the real world. Taxes are a thing I don't understand as well. I told my dad I'll be calling you up when I have to do my first tax form. He's like, yeah, you probably will. But yeah, I feel like I happened very early on the trend of like your parents definitely know it. Like obviously parents can make like selfish choices and your parents can and make so it's not for everyone. I feel like my dad is a very good dad though. Some parents, you know, they're like, no, you can't hang out with friends just because I don't want you hanging out with friends. But my dad's not like that. If my dad says no, he has a reason to. It also helps that my family is very impulsive, right? Like we don't tend to make plans. We just like, hey, you wanna go? I don't know what we would do. Like skiing trips is something we do as a family. I have a good skiing trip story. I snowboard, by the way. I don't ski. My family skis. I skied since I was 3. I started skiing when I was 3, and I think I stopped skiing at the age of, I want to say 14. It might have been 13. So yeah, I skied from 3 to 13 or 14. So about 10 to 11 years, which is a long time to be on skis. Like I should be in the Olympics, you know. um, but yeah, so I started snowboarding a few years ago. I'm 17 now, so if I was 14, that would have started 3 years ago. But 2 years ago was the first time I've ever broken a bone, and that was snowboarder related, right? I was going down the hill too fast, caught the edge of the board. For anyone that doesn't know, snowboarding, you have to like constantly like balance yourself on top of that board because if your toes dip too far down, your board's gonna catch and you're gonna fall. If it tips too far back, that side of the board's gonna catch on the snow and you're gonna fall. Um, so me being an inexperienced snowboarder, obviously I haven't taken lessons for snowboarding. I just kind of jumped in on it. I was like, okay, I've been skiing for 10 to 11 years. I'm just going to snowboard and I'm gonna figure it out. Like how much different can it be? And that was like the first year I snowboarded. So the first year I snowboarded, I went very slow. The second year I snowboarded was the year I broke my collarbone. So I was going fast. You know, I'm a kid, right? I still reflect that. I've always been an adrenaline junkie. I don't really fear for my safety. And to this day, if I go back snowboarding, I don't fear that I'm going to break my collarbone again, right? Because, you know, if I break it again, boo hoo. I go to the hospital. um, but I was snowboarding very foolishly, going super fast down the mountain, just pointed straight down. I was not, you're supposed to do your S's to control your descent. Was not doing that. Um, and I dropped my toes too much. The front of my board caught. Fell, face first. Put my arms out to block that. This wasn't the first time I had fallen that day. I had fallen 3 times prior to this the exact same way, doing the exact same thing. But this time, I guess either I was going at a faster speed, or my bone just finally, hit in a weird way. But I put my hands out to stop my fall, and my collarbone right here snaps. I'm not gonna say cleanly into it. I don't think it was cleanly, but it was enough to require surgery, and that's the story of the first time I broke a bone. It was some gruesome pig. It didn't break the skin, right? But you could see it pressing against the skin. It was brutal, and I still have the surgery scar. But yeah, I'm very lucky to live in a family that's been very adventurous. I feel like my childhood's been filled with a lot of skills and talents, sports related. I do a lot of sports related stuff because I like being physical and I like being active. Obviously, I play video games. I do play a lot of video games. But sports and physical activities have always been a big thing for me. Like soccer, I played soccer for quite a while. That worked out with my snowboarding because obviously skiing was in the winters, soccer was kind of in the spring, fallish. So I have played soccer for a while. I think I started that at the age of 6 or 5. I started a lot of stuff when I was very young. I always had packed schedules, like year rounds. Like the second the season ended, I had another thing, and I stopped just before high school playing soccer. The soccer days are very cute. Me and my brother were known as the twins because me and my brother are twins. So that's what we were called. We were called the twins, and we were very feared, which is an awesome feeling to have, right? Because there were 2 teams in the town that I was in, right? And we live in this valley, and there's a bunch of cities. It's a pretty big town. So we have our town, and there's a town next to us, and there's a town over there, and we're all spaced out between 40 minutes of each other. It takes 40 minutes to drive from one side to the other, maybe to an hour. But this is America, right? An hour drive's your daily drive to work. I mean, I only drive 20 minutes to school, but whatever, right? So yeah, all these teams would play against each other, and our town, city, I don't know if it's a city or a town. It's got quite a big population. It's a tourist town. But we had 2 teams just because of how big our population was, so we couldn't fit all these kids signing up for soccer in one team. So the Palm Springs team is always a competition to have the twins, and that's a great feeling to have. Everyone wants the twins. Oh my god. Woo! We played defense. I don't know what the positions of soccer are anymore because it's been 4 years since I played. I know there's offense, middle, defense, goalie. Midfield, I think is what middle's called. But we played defense, and we were very annoying on defense, I was told. I don't remember too much of it. But another thing, right, is me and Alex have always been, Alex is my brother, by the way, we have always been super competitive. So when you're playing side by side with each other on defense, and this is before we were 15, right? So as I was saying, when you're before you're 15, you hate this kid. Anytime any of us, either of us would mess up, the other was so quick to just be like, "What are you doing? You suck! Oh my god, it's all your fault we're losing this game." Because, we did lose games. We didn't win every game, even though we were considered good. So, yeah, great memories with my brother, yelling at him to shoving dirt in his mouth, dirt and grass. You pick up handfuls, pull him on the ground. Because I'm the older one by a minute, because we are twins, right? but I do have like a good 3-4 inches on him. I think he weighs more than me, but that's because I'm like skin and bones. He's got like fat, so it's not like muscle weight. Because I'm a swimmer. Water polo is my current sport, right? And you can gain like college athletes in water polo are obviously super tech, and so is like World Cup. I don't know what the World Series is for water polo. I don't know what that's called, but national athletes they're also insanely like buff, but that's because they work out. Like if you don't work out and you only swim, you're gonna get very skinny, but you're not gonna be like built. Like I have pretty defined shoulders. I like the muscle on my shoulders, and I'm other than that, I'm pretty skinny. So, but like I'm still way stronger than my brother, which is a great feeling to have. You always want to be like when you have a sibling, you always want to be the alpha, right? Like if you're the beta sibling, God, your life's gonna suck. Um, but he's always been good to fight me. We fought a lot, like physical fighting, because we're guys, right? And guys, they're gonna beat the crap out of each other. Like blood's been drawn. I've cracked his head open. A lot of bloody noses. No broken noses, thankfully. A lot of busted lips. Um, I have knocked his teeth out when we were children. I don't know if that's because the tooth was already loose. I haven't knocked out any permanent teeth, but I have definitely knocked out his baby teeth. I did that with a pan of some sort. I just whacked him across the face with it. Um, Sticks are a big thing. A lot of sticks were used. I remember getting in a lot of big trouble for hitting him in the spine with a stick just right across his back. Because obviously the spine, you don't wanna damage that. That's not very good. Been kicked out of a lot of places, suspended from school for fighting each other. Yeah, we were very violent as kids. Hated each other's guts. Hated that kid. I don't think we fought. I mean, our most recent fight. Okay, so we don't fight anymore now that we're 17. We definitely fought when we were 15, right? Because 16 you can get your license, but I remember fighting. No, we definitely fought when we were 16. We definitely had our license then, not our learner's permit. So he had a girl, right? And I had water polo practice. So water polo practice is one of the, at least in our school, it has like the longest practice times. Every single day except Sundays for religious reasons. I don't think anyone on our team is religious, but legally, like because of the school district or religious reasons, we have to have Sundays off. Um, so yeah, every day except for Sundays, 3 hours of practice a day. And he didn't like that. He wanted to go visit his girl. We had to share a car. We don't share cars anymore. He got a job. He has his own car now. I got the family car that has 1,000,000 miles on it, so I don't know who got the better. Like he had to pay for it, but mine's got 10 odd, 15 maybe years of miles on it. But that was our most recent fight. We fought a lot physically, by the way. Like I would drag him out of the car at times. I threw him into a gutter that was running with water, probably from some of the sprinkler systems, because it goes down the gutter into the drainage area. And people just roll by, because it's on the side of the road as well. People would roll by, and one lady would threaten to call the cops on us. That was fun. I don't understand the point of that. Threatening to call the cops on two kids fighting. Uh, like, just let us fight, bro. It doesn't concern you. But old ladies, I think, are probably the most confrontational out of anyone, right? Old ladies don't give a crap. Cops never were called, by the way. God, I remember this one thing. Like, we were brutal as kids. We did this thing, right? Um, like, you'd tackle them to the ground, right? You want to get on top of the person, then you proceed to, beat them until they stop, like, resisting. And then we always do this, like, walk away thing. You get off and you stomped on the head. God, we were brutal. Although I'm fairly confident that if I joined my high school wrestling team, I would be better than, like, not like the really good people that like put all 4 of their years into wrestling, but I feel like I'd be better than some of the people there just because of like the years of practice I have absolutely fucking murking my brother. By the way, he would tell you that he hasn't lost any fights. So I haven't lost any either. I won every single fight. I think I had like the obviously I'm white, right? But I want to say like the Asian helicopter mom sort of parents because I've done a lot of instruments. I've done violin, I've done piano. Piano's the one that stuck around for a while. Piano stuck around for the longest. But I've done violin, piano, guitar, trumpet. I don't know why I did trumpet. Trumpet was one of the longer ones as well. Trumpet was like 2 years of my life. Piano, piano was back in that day where I just, I'm gonna keep telling you that back when I was like 6 or 5 or something, I started piano. But I really did. I had a lot of stuff going on in my younger years, and then I was finally able to get out of them once I got up towards high school. Because I think what parents fail to realize, your kid does not want to play piano all day, every day. Your kid does not want to do all these sports. Because I was in like 6 sports at once, I think. Because I've done martial arts as well. Karate is what I am. I'm a black belt in that. That's how I got out of that. I was able to argue that now I'm a black belt. I had to quit. I worked my way up the chain. Tennis, I've done tennis. Like, I think what parents fail to realize is, yeah, as a parent, I feel like it's very important to push your kids into hobbies. Don't, like, especially nowadays, all your kids are want to do is they want to stay home, they want to be on their phones, video games, which is allowed. Like, obviously, I play video games. As an adult, I plan on continuing to play video games. As when I have children, I plan on letting them play video games. But I also want to give them hobbies, right? Like an hour a day towards soccer is going to be healthy for them. Music, I don't think I'd force them to join. I'm not a very big music person. Like if my child came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to learn to play the piano or I want to learn guitar or something," I'm not gonna say no. I might not buy them a guitar because those things are expensive. But obviously, when you go to school, high school, you can do guitar. You can get a school learner, or not a learner, but a school like used guitar. Yeah, high school brought a lot of new opportunities to me, and I love that about high school, and I hope the same goes for college. Because high school is like the first time you can like actually pick your classes, right? Like you have all these electives to choose from. I have done a lot of fun electives. I did digital media, which is all about editing and filming videos, which I guess didn't really carry over because now I just hit record and do that. Also, my lighting sucks. I think my digital media teacher would be very, very upset at me for my lighting. It is literally just my fan room light. My microphone, she'd probably be mad at me for that as well. She's like, why are you using a headset? Get like an actual microphone. Camera, why are you using a laptop camera? Get an actual camera. She would probably be pretty upset with me. I loved my digital media teacher. She was very fun. Had her for 2 years, junior and senior year. Um, let's see, what other fun stuff have I did? Weight room. I loved weight room. that was the first time I started actually lifting weights, and I love it so much. I've actually started going to the gym and working out. Water polo obviously has been a big part of my life. I've been doing that for 3 years now. I didn't join freshman year, which is my biggest regret that I didn't join water polo freshman year. But water polo kind of broke me out of my shell. I love this story. As going in freshman year, I was very like quiet kid. I didn't like to talk to people. I was very shy. People scared me, is what I'm trying to say. I have the anxiety that I feel like a lot of people have, where I felt like everyone in the room's talking about me. I felt like everyone hated me. Anything I said, people were gonna make fun of me for. Like I didn't want to talk because I didn't want to be like made fun of. I've never been bullied, by the way, so this isn't like based off of anything. This is just like me being a weird kid. And water polo kind of broke me out of that. It made me friends, you know, because your team becomes your friend. Probably not in like the bigger sports. Anyone out there's played football, soccer, basketball, because those have like huge teamworks, right? You can't be like friends with everyone, especially football. Football, whew, what, 40, 50 kids, not including the freshman team, because our football team is, you know, varsity, JV, and freshman. Like if you're a freshman, you can't even make the JV. You play on the freshman team. Unless you're like insane at football. Like you can obviously as a freshman make it up to JV or varsity if you're like insane, but at the same time, if you're a freshman, you probably don't have the muscle mass to be playing on varsity. But you know, water polo, we were very tight knit. We had about 10, 13 people on the team, all became very good friends. So that made me a group of friends. Those friends were very outgoing. And then the girls' team came around, and I decided to be the team manager because the team manager gets to go out of school. Like when you go into a game, right? Water polo has this thing where you bring this big old book with you, and you have to, you know, calculate chart. You have to calculate how many shots a person's taken on both teams, right? You have to take these stats for both teams. You have to, you know, how many goals somebody scored, how many shots. You just do statistics basically. How many saves the goalie has. So I decided to do that job for the girls' team, because you got to get out of class every time they had a game. that was literally the only reason I wanted to leave school early. But that was like, I don't want to sound like that weird like lame kid, but that was my first like interaction with having like friends that were girls. Like I didn't talk to girls before that. So I'm actually very proud of my choice to join water polo. Although I will tell you, like you think guys are weirder. Like if you had to ask what's the weirder gender around their friends, you'd say it's guys. Being the only guy on like an all girl like bus, and they had more. We had like 13 people. They had maybe like 30 people in their team. Because in my school, it's like like water polo is a weird sport for guys to join because you have to be in a speedo. Not a lot of guys want to wear a speedo. So the girls obviously had a much larger team. So being the only guy on like a bus of 30 girls, they talk about the weirdest stuff, and it's not Twitch friendly. Like I can't talk about this stuff on Twitch. What I think what I can say is multiple times they tried to guess the let's say foot size, because we all know what the size of your foot means if you're a guy anyway. They tried to guess the foot size of the male team. I don't know if they said mine because I was on the bus, but I was rated very small feet. I think I had a 3-inch foot. Very upset about that one. I'd like to think they were messing with me because I was on that bus, but they probably forgot I was there. But a great thing about being friends with people on the because if you're on water polo you tend to do swim as well. So we all love the water obviously, and it's very fun because we do a lot of beach trips. Like going to the beach is such a fun thing we love to do. Surfing's great. I love to surf. Um, but just hanging out at the beach in general is always fun. So we're actually planning a beach trip this spring break. Spring break starts Friday, or at the end of Friday, obviously. Um, and sometime within the 2 weeks after spring break, we're gonna go down to the beach for 3 days. We're gonna rent a hotel room and kind of cram 13 of us in there. No, it's not 13. It's like 9 of us. There's 13 people in the group chat, which is why I said 13. But obviously, some people couldn't make it. And we're gonna split the bill 3 ways or 9 ways, obviously. But that should hopefully be really fun. So I won't be streaming those days, obviously. I can bring some water with me to these streams, dude. I'm getting some dry mouth. We're learning this very interesting topic in my English class, right? We were talking about like health, healthy foods. It was kind of more just like digging on McDonald's. Um, but I was very surprised when we were talking about this is how much fast food people eat. I was I'm in the family that like always has a home cooked meal every night, and then for lunch, we do have deli meats that come in those little like plastic packaging. But you make a sandwich for lunch, or you make something for lunch. You don't eat fast food. And then breakfast is your standard eggs, bacon, sausage, whatever you have, potatoes. But yeah, a lot of people were like, I eat fast food every day. Like that's either lunch or dinner for me. They're at least once a day. A lot of people said they had it like 2 times a day. Um, a lot less people said they ate it for breakfast, especially now since we're doing online schooling. But a lot of people said like they used to eat it 3 meals a day. Fast food, like McDonald's or like whatever, 3 meals a day. On their way to school, they'd stop and they'd like go through the drive-through and pick up breakfast. Lunch, lunch when you're at school, you can leave campus if you have good grades. So they said they'd leave campus and they'd go get fast food because we have a couple places by us. We have a Panda Express, we have a Del Taco, a Subway, and a McDonald's by my school. So that was like the 4 big choices. That's where you typically go. We also had a Ralph's next to us, a supermarket. I don't know how popular Ralph's is. We had a Ralph's next to us. That's where I'd go. I'd go to Ralph's and I'd get like something like healthy, not like obviously I eat chips and I eat like candy occasionally, but I don't eat fast food 3 meals a day. And then they'd be like, yeah. And then for dinner, my parents would go out and they'll get like fast food. And I was like, I don't understand. The craziest thing to me, like obviously some of them are fat. Like if you eat fast food, you're probably going to be fat. The craziest thing to me, at least like 2 or 3 of them were skinny dudes. Like they had no meat on their bones, but like it was just like you could like flat, like just skinny. And they eat fast food 3 times a day, and I was like, there's no way that's good for like you're not fat, so I don't think you're understanding the like drawbacks. Well, your cholesterol's got it. Like I don't know what cholesterol is. I know it's tied to like fast food though. like obviously I have eaten fast food before. I try not to, and I live in California, so In-N-Out's inevitable. You got to go to In-N-Out. In-N-Out's great. I think the most fast food I've ever eaten was back during water polo season. We'd go to a game, and on the way back, we would grab fast food. So about once a week. That was the, or it might have been bi-weekly because when we were in games in the valley, we would only get fast food if we had to leave the valley. If we were inside the valley, we would, you just drive. We'd drive back to school, and then you'd go home and you'd get whatever you ate. So about bi-weekly, I'd eat fast food once bi-weekly. That was the most I ever ate fast food. And I kind of like justified it, right? Because I was playing water polo at the time, so 3-hour practices and then a game on a game every week. So I was burning a lot of calories. I was like, that's fine. I can eat fast food bi-weekly, like once bi-weekly, because I'll burn that off. What was that stutter I just did there? I think the biggest thing for me, my biggest health problem is all the sodas I drink. I drink a lot of soda. Like currently I'm drinking water, but you guys don't see what's behind the camera. There are a lot of soda bottles behind my camera right now. And I mean, you've definitely seen me drink soda, obviously. I've been drinking soda on stream. So yeah, I feel like as a parent, it's very important to enforce those things on your kids. Just like healthy eating habits. Because we all know in America, obesity is an epidemic right now. A lot of fat Americans, and that comes from all the advertising for fast food and Uber Eats and instant delivery. Let's see, that's a lot of talking. I've been talking for a whole hour and 10 minutes, and I'm running out of things to talk about. Looking around my room for conversation topics. I have this very cool picture for my water polo team, right? Because for the yearbook, they want a team picture. We all stood up, 3 lines of us. Tall people in the back, short people in the front. I'm short. I'm not gonna say my exact height because suck it. But I'm on the shorter side, and so we're standing about knee deep in the pool. Then the second row is about ankle deep because we're on steps, and then the third row is about, I think they're dry. I think they're out of the water, and we're all sitting there in our speedos, right? Because we took these pictures like literally right before practice. Like our coach was rushing us. He's like, as soon as the photos are done, like jump in the water and get practicing. I don't know why we're in such a rush, but that's coaches for you, right? So I have this framed photo of me in my room of like a bunch of guys sitting around in speedos, and we also have like personal pictures. You were able to pay for personal pictures, which is just you and a photographer. You would take pictures of you like in your speedo holding a water polo ball. And my dad wanted to send those out to like friends and family, and I was like, no, because in this picture I am 15. Would you be comfortable sending out pictures of a 15-year-old boy sitting in a speedo? No, no, you wouldn't. But the big team picture is framed and hung up in my wall, or in my room on my wall. I think that's fine though. These are my friends and brothers. I'd go so far to call them my brothers, and I love having just a picture of all of us. That was my first year on the water polo team. This year sucked because of COVID. Last year was good. Last year was also a very good year. A lot of new players came in. This year, our only new players are siblings. Um, freshmen. But they're siblings of other people on the team. I didn't mean to hit that. So we only got 2 new players. One for the girls' team, one for the guys' team. Which is actually like he's not really new for me. He's new for a lot of people. Because his brother is a guy that I've been going to school with since preschool. Yeah, which is insane to think about. I've known this guy on my team since preschool. So obviously I've known his brother for a long time as well, but I knew him as like a kid that was 4 years younger than me. Little turd. He's all right this year. Freshmen are still kind of weird. He'll hopefully be like normal in a year or two. But it's crazy because I know 2 people. I've known 2 people on my team since preschool. And I mean it's probably got to be correlated that we've all joined the same sport together. We've been friends since preschool. We kind of tend to do stuff with them. Although we are going our separate ways after high school, so that's a little sad, right? Um, it, we all just kind of had separate paths in life. One's going off to um, UC's, the University of California's. He is a little upset though, which we're making fun of him for because he got rejected from his dream school, even though he got rejected, or even though he got accepted into other UC's, which kind of sucks. You always want to go to your dream school. I didn't even apply to UC's because like I said, in a previous stream, I failed both my freshman and sophomore years. But I did apply to California State College, or not colleges, California State Universities, which are different from University of California. Which is what UC stands for. But so I didn't get accepted in any California states. I'm hopefully going to community college. My other friend applied to. He was also really smart, but he applied to one California State University. He applied to a whole bunch of UCs. Didn't get accepted into any colleges that he applied for, and so he's trying to think of ways to not go to college. Hi, Arkin. Yeah. No, Arik. There we go. I keep trying to call you Ark or something. I think I did that the first time. But yeah, I got your name figured out in the end. It's nice to see you return. I think my day's going great. Um, a little slow, right? Because I have school before I start streaming, and then I stream for 3 hours. Uh, so my day's gone. It's been fun. I do like streaming. It's just slow. I do like having my day scheduled out though. I know exactly what I'm doing. I've always enjoyed that. It's nice to see you return though. You're the first person that's like returned. I have a lot of people that follow me, which is fine. I only ask that like people come in and say hi, and then hopefully they follow me because I need followers to become a what is it, Twitch affiliate. That's the goal though. Of course. Oh yeah, you can't really see, but I've like updated my stream. Tell me what you think of it. I've got this stuff. Obviously the main streaming screen doesn't look too different. I don't know what my key bindings are. I don't know. Okay, so I got that. Uh, got intermission. I've updated all my stuff. I got key bindings for them, but I forgot what the key bindings were set to. Like I know the 4 keys that I have set, but Forgot what they all do. Hey man, what's up, King Kyber? Test went well if you were wondering. Easy. Hell yeah, dude. I didn't realize you were having it so close, but glad you passed. Have you gotten grades back yet, or is it just like you finished your test? Mm-hmm. I'll be here for a while. This journey is not going away for like a couple months. The questions are pretty simple. I anticipate a good grade. Excited to see the progress. I mean, the progress is like iffy, right? Like it's just been me and like C. What is the N chords? Well, 0, in the Y category. This don't matter. Like obviously I have chords in the Y and X category. But the Z needs to get to 30 million. Oh, another guy. That's great. Building up that following. Yeah. Eric was actually one of the first people to pop into my streams. Glad to see it. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with where this channel's going because this is my 5th day streaming. I didn't even expect to have like one person watching me at this point. And a lot of people they come in just to say hi and drop a follow, which is great. I love that. It's awesome. But then I have like people like you two that come in and have like a conversation, and that's awesome to see because I didn't even like expect to have one person watching me at this point in streaming. I've got to learn to like read these chats in my head because I mean, A, it's probably really annoying to see me repeat everything. And B, someone got me to like say one of those like bend over names, which was embarrassing. I'm not gonna repeat the name that he actually got me to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat the name he actually got me to say because it was a slur, but the first name was Annie. What are your system specs? Good question. I have no clue. uh, yeah, when I was looking for a laptop to buy, the main concern, I never thought I'd be playing like games on this and streaming. I wanted a laptop for college that I go off to in like what 4 or 5 months. Um, gigabytes, and then I knew what RAM was. You should check at some point. Check the device manager. I'll be back in a few minutes. I gotta prepare for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for hopping in, Eric. Appreciate it. But yeah, when I was searching for this, I do know it has 12 gigabytes of RAM, because that's like the only thing I knew about computers. Like the more RAM you had, the better it was. But yeah, I've got like no clue what like graphics settings or you build PCs for people. That's the only reason I asked. Yeah, I was always like that'd be the way I would go if I were to get like a built PC, right? I would probably just pay someone to build it for me. I don't know what the rates are, but hopefully like under $30 or something. But yeah, I definitely don't know enough about PCs, so I would ask someone because you can go to like those places, right, and they tell you like what a good PC build is, and then I'd just like pay for the parts and then they build it for me. I also have a friend that's built his own computer, so he knows a lot about the parts. Yeah, around 1,100. I know. I do know the prices of computers. Um, for laptops mostly, based on overall value. Why is the more expensive parts like harder to put in or something? More care to install. Okay, that makes sense. Although it would make sense if you're gonna charge more to install like a water cooling system or something. Yeah, dude, pieces can get crazy expensive. I think me and my friends were joking around on PCparts.com or whatever that site is, and we were trying to build the most expensive computer possible. I think like a CPU alone was like $40,000. I found a CPU for either it was either 4,000 or 40,000. I can't believe it'd be 40,000, but yeah, PC part picker. You can get some crazy expensive parts on that site. That can be that expensive, yeah. I don't know who would spend that much on an overall build, but on one part, they're mostly used for large scale. But that makes sense. I'm about to say I don't believe anyone would drop like 40,000 on a gaming PC, let alone on one part. I never thought about like building your own servers because like obviously I know you can buy servers, but I just assumed everyone bought like pre-built servers. That is a sentence and a half, and I understand some of those words. I liked the ands you put in there. I understood what and means. Welcome back, Arik. It's I mean, I guess I haven't met too many people in the like technology business, but I met another guy, I think on my second or third day of streaming, with huge customer bases and require a lot of individual interactions. Makes sense. Because obviously, as like a person that plays on servers and uses like other companies' stuff, like having slow servers is really annoying. But yeah, like I was saying, it's crazy how many people I've seen that are in the technology business on Twitch. I was playing with somebody the other day, and he runs his own like Minecraft server, and he like has his own like tech business at the age of 17, which is insane to me. I don't know what he said. He didn't say what he did in that tech business, but we see a lot of articles on that as well, right? A lot of people are saying like learn to code or learn something in tech because there's a lot of jobs looking for that right now. Key to entrepreneurship. Well, I've hopefully got 4 more years till I gotta find a big scale job, so or who knows, with how college applications are going right now, it's looking like I might have to get a job in a few months. Got plenty of time. Hopefully. Hopefully. Real estate's the thing I'm looking at right now because my dad's a real estate agent and he's pretty good for himself. So if I had to if things don't plan out as I hope they would, I'm probably gonna go into real estate. Self-teaching code, like how does that work? Like YouTube tutorials? Because I've done a little bit, yeah, especially now during the COVID. A lot of my dad's made a lot of money because a lot of houses are selling at like asking price. Um, but like, how do you self-teach code? Because I've done a little bit. I took a semester of JavaScript in high school, and oh my god, there was no way I'd think of like anything. Like whoever invented JavaScript is a genius because I would never think. If you spend enough time on coding, you'd write it like normal words because once you like know the once you know all the specific what are they called? I don't know. Lean towards hardware and investing side. Coding's too scary. Yeah, I once spent 2 weeks trying to figure out what was wrong with my code because it was for our final. We had to write this huge. I can't remember what the project actually was. I just remember it was this huge project we had to do, and I had the entire class like helping me out whenever they had free time, trying to figure out what was wrong with my code. I had a space in between the parentheses. I've never made a website. I think the biggest I did is I made the Snake game. Snake game is fire. That in my high school, that was like the game because it was unblocked on all the school computers. And if you were good at Snake Game, you were like, I don't know, you weren't cool because you're just playing Snake Game, but in class, a lot of kids would get yelled at for playing Snake Game. Snake Game was like the thing at my school. It's really sad that I'm saying was, considering I'm still in high school, but I haven't gone to school for a year, so. Installed it as a virus? I don't even know how you would do that. I've played Halo CE like so many times, I'm not gonna lie. I've probably played it about 4 to 5 times. MIT, it makes sense, Jesus. Did you get caught? Because obviously installing a virus on the school hardware would be a big thing. Too smart for me. What are they gonna do? I don't know. Isn't it technically criminal to do that? I guess it doesn't matter because it didn't like the computer ed teacher couldn't fix it, so it just stayed. I mean, yeah, I guess it's not like too big of a deal. It's just a game, right? It's not like he stopped or he like broke anything. I don't no one at my school is like a genius like that, but I did know someone that fixed iPhones. Um, which I don't think is too difficult. I think the most difficult thing about fixing an iPhone is just opening it up. God, I hate iPhone. Um, I assume that's the same for our school as well, because they technically own all these computers. I have my Chromebook here that I'm supposed to return at the end of the year. But I do know they kind of control. They've like been installing updates and stuff. I had to allow that comment. It was flagged as sexually inappropriate. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that in high school as well. It's really sad. I mean, they don't hide folders containing the stuff. They just like text it out in like a group chat or something. But Streambot working for that paycheck. That's actually the first time it's ever done anything. Professional operation. Because I use free Streambots, so they don't tend to do much. But like I don't care about them anyway because I don't have like enough people in my chat to have to like actually get like a moderator or something. My biggest problem right now, you couldn't get into the folder unless you buy in. You had to buy in $10, bro. This man started OnlyFans before it was cool. Well hidden. You said they got caught though, didn't they? And charged. They really searched. You already know it was some freshman in his free time searching for that. Someone snitched. Yeah. See, our school didn't have any of that cool like electronic stuff. Ronnie the Rat. I was not close to that squid. Oh my god. See, our school didn't have any of that like technology stuff. We did have a fight club in the bathrooms. Like you would just go there and you could fight anyone that was there. There, I learned you can craft underwater. Yeah, you just gotta make sure you don't drown. Classic Playfield. Like, you could like reserve people, right? If you would like beef with someone, and then it would all be like filmed, and there were like betting pots and stuff. Um, but then you could also like just go in and say, "Hey, I want to fight someone," and you'd like give it a random person. And we were civil enough to have like weight classes, right? Like, so it wouldn't be like a freshman going against like a football senior. But like I said, you could reserve someone. So like, if the freshman thought he was the shit, he could just say, "I want to fight this specific dude," and then if the senior was like, "Yeah," they would fight. Communal vape. Def wouldn't fly today. I don't think it flew in any day. uh, I mean, obviously there's a lot of shit that goes down in high school. I don't know if I would hit a communal vape though. Oh, you mean with COVID? I wouldn't hit it in general, dude. Of course, it wasn't allowed. But at least in my school, there's a really big like herpes problem. So free class buzz be hitting. I was never that kind of kid. I've never done drugs. I don't know if that's related to my drug comment or the herpes comment, but attaboy. Okay, the drug comment. Don't do them, bad for you. The main. This is gonna sound like scummy because I wish I could say it was just because they're bad for me, but the main reason why I never did it is because I do swim, or I do water polo, not swim, but I don't want to like fuck up my lungs. Whitest sport, thank you. I'll wear it with a pride. I will wear that with pride. Um, as a stink, great arch. Okay, whitest sport, and you come out with archery, bro. Some white shit. Uh, I live in very southern California, so actually my team wasn't a lot of white people. It was a lot of Mexicans. Is real polo. Oh my god, with the like what's it, golf shirt, the neon golf shirt and like the sweater tied around your neck. Yeah. Horses and mallets. Yeah, what is that? That's just like soccer but like on horses, right? Polo's croquettes played on horses basically. I don't know what croquette is. Club exclusives. Yeah. Pro quit. I mean, that still doesn't help. Hit the ball with the hammer through the arches. That just sounds like soccer, to be honest. Except it's a rectangle on an arch. It's from England. Well, that's embarrassing because I'm actually English. And not like English because I live in America. Like, my dad's from England, so I'm first generation American. Small arches. Makes sense because I know the ball's like that big, right? It's more like golf. Yeah, makes sense. Not that I do that shit. Yeah, you know a lot about it. Sounding kind of sus. Secretly like world champ. I feel that, bro. Wish I could apply it to finance. Yeah. But it's all like surface level knowledge, right? So it's like the dumbest stuff. I can't think of any useless facts I know right now, but like sometimes we'll be talking about something. I'll be like, hey, you know a fact about, I don't know, plumbing in the 1800s? Where do you think baby carrots come from? Well, I assume regular carrots that were kind of like cut up. What the fuck? What? Yes. What? Am I supposed to answer like tiny carrots that were just like grown small? I thought they were genetically grown. I mean, I guess it makes sense because we probably have the technology to do that, but like it doesn't make sense to grow baby carrots on like an economical point of view, right? Like if you can just grow a big like carrot and you cut it up into smaller pieces, it makes a lot more sense than just to grow small individual pieces. Everyone I asked is they're genetically grown. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to an economical standpoint. Also, they taste the exact same as like regular carrots, so unless somebody out there is like knew a way to just like get rid of the size and like keep the exact same like version of a carrot. When an eagle loses a feather, they will biologically lose an identical feather on the other side to remain balanced. Is one feather really gonna unbalance them that much? What is it, like the exact same like symmetrical feather as well? So like, you know, they lose their like right upper feather, the left upper feather is the one that like falls off. The eagle seems to think so. I mean, I guess the eagle knows more about flying than I do, so. I'm trying to think of some like useless facts, but they're all like, what music are you playing? Just some random playlist off of YouTube. I just looked up like non-copyrighted music and I found one that was like 3 hours long. So they're also like a category for like streams as well. They said just like background music for gaming. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I need it for. So I don't know how loud it's coming across on stream, but it's very You've moved up in Warzone. What are you, top 3 now? Ah, called it. What rank would top 3 be? Like what, like on a number? What number is top 3%? It's a good volume. All right. Well, yeah. I check on my stream, right, to make sure that it sounds good on the stream because I don't care how it sounds to me as long as it sounds good on stream. Um, but yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to the music because it's very quiet in my headsets. But I did hear that frag out. That was like a minute ago or something. Top 2 million players. I mean, it does, but knowing how many players play Warzone. 82 million, yeah. I suck at Warzone personally. Because I play it like once in a blue moon whenever a friend's just like, let's play Warzone. I can handle solos. Solos is kind of like the game mode that I'm good at because it's just a bunch of 1v1s. I don't have to worry about like the squad aspect. The gun mechanics take the longest to master. You think so? I feel like snipers are a lot easier because there's no like bullet drop. I just do the thing because I do play Call of Duty, right? Like I play the multiplayer. I love multiplayer Call of Duty. So I do have like all the guns basically at max. So I kind of just like look up good Warzone loadouts. Depends on your range. I guess I don't play Warzone enough to have experienced that kind of range because I use the AX50 and I don't think I've run into a problem where there's bullet drop yet. 200 meters, that sounds about right. I don't think I've been in a fight over 200 meters. Yeah, as long as you know the notches on the scope, because their hot mics are the funniest. Yeah, see, that's the problem. You probably play PC, right? I play Xbox, so I don't get to hear hot mics. Because I'm in a party with friends. Best part of the game, yeah. I've seen YouTube compilations, like, best hot mics. Some are pretty funny. Yeah. I don't know how big of the problem riot shields are in Warzone, but I know they're definitely a problem in the multiplayer. Ugh. Hate those people. I'll let them know they a bitch. They know. They already know. They're just doing it because it's easy. They're probably like little kids, right? Because I did that as like a little kid. I always looked up like the like best loadout or like the easiest way to win Now I like to like in fighting games, I like to have like the trash character. I mean, yeah, they didn't put on a riot shield and throwing knives because they just randomly saw a riot shield and throwing knives. I probably watched one of those. No, Rainbow Six riot shields are a lot more balanced. Riot shields, actually, I feel like riot shields are kind of underpowered unless you're playing Blitz. So riot shields on Rainbow aren't too much of a problem. I used to play Montanya when he had instant shield drop, so like you could use your gun immediately after dropping the shield. With Blitz or with flash grenades? There's a difference. one's a bitch move and one's not. Blitz, yeah, you would. Oh god, I hate people that play Blitz. I get so mad I live it. Yeah. The most upsetting thing is I watch all these like streamers and stuff and they like laugh at anyone that plays Blitz, they just like instantly kill the Blitz. Not me. I get steamrolled by a Blitz every time. Good, I'm glad that squid died. Hate squids. Suffer. Number one cause of my boat getting broken. Um, that's a good question. So what I'm worried about, right, is I like just started this stream, so like right now it's obviously fresh for me. I'm not gonna get bored anytime soon. But I am taking a vacation over spring break, 3 days to go hang out with friends at the beach. And I hope that I don't come back and feel really unmotivated to stream. Apparently, there's this guy that's trying to walk to the Farlands currently, and he's been streaming for like 10 years or something. He's currently on like episode 800. I was like, there's no way he hasn't made it out of after 10 years. Because what the math that you did turned out to like 70 days. Didn't someone make it already? I thought there was someone that made it already. I don't know what was up with that because I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of somebody. Like I saw that's what inspired me. I saw a clip of just like the final moments of the stream when he made it there. So I don't know. Guy claiming to make it. I don't know. Also, I was like looking up videos of it today because I just wanted to look up the guy. Kurt J Mac is the name of the guy that's doing the stream right now because he's the guy that kind of inspired me. Um, but I saw this alternate video, some guy that like walked to the edge of the world. What I'm doing, 30 million blocks, but he did it in like the Nether, which you know, one block in there is 10 blocks in the overworld, so that cuts it down from like 30 million to like 3 million, which seems kind of like cheap. And then he also like switched his movement key to spacebar, and then he taped down the spacebar. So he was on top of the Nether, so he's on the bedrock, so there was nothing like there was nothing to stop him. He just had to walk in a straight line. He taped down spacebar, and he just left that running AFK for like a month. Or I don't think it was a month, but seems a bit cheese. Yeah. Also, he live streamed it, which is like one of those live streams you only go to if like someone's if there's like a bunch of people in chat and you can like just watch you talk more than you watch the stream. So I don't want to do that. God. Remember when Minecraft was like only this? It wasn't like advanced swimming. You just had to swim like that. And the guy that did it in the Nether did it in 1.16, by the way. Remember the alpha? Yeah, I didn't play during the alpha. Let's see. I remember vividly playing when I was like 11, which would be 6 years ago. So I think that's the longest I played at 6 years. Game looked like straight Garbo. Yeah, I've seen clips from the alpha. Made by one guy. Yeah, I feel like Notch was kind of just like the guy that like made a game and like, cause he was just trying to like learn the code or something, and then it just like turned out to be a super like fun game that everyone wanted to play. I feel like that's the history of Minecraft. He might have made it to like sell it as a game, but I feel like he didn't. Notch developed Minecraft solo as a project. Project for what though? For like school or just because he wanted to make a game? It's supposed to be to learn to make games. See, that's what Minecraft feels like. Even today, it feels like a game that was just like made because someone was trying to like learn the code. Cause it's very basic, but it's so fun. And then selling to Microsoft has honestly been the best decision that they've made because Microsoft is doing a lot of like things with like the ocean and the Nether and now the caves. Oh, come back here. I'm lagging so much. Run! I'm facing the wrong way. I gotta go this way. Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna get knocked down there, aren't I? This was a bad idea. It doesn't help that I'm lagging. And I don't have a sprint key. Slay the bees. No. That's not why I punched it. I think I made it out of there. Oh my god. I was so worried I was gonna get knocked into that ravine. That'd be so. The worst part about that was the lack of sprint key, because this version doesn't have a sprint key. I have to double tap W. This is another ravine. Yes, sir. Can you map one? Maybe. But I don't really use it anyway, because in a boat you can't use it, and I don't like to use it on land, because I like to conserve my food, and you don't waste any food if you don't run. Like, if you literally just walk, you'll never spend food. I don't know too much about the food in this game, because I don't know if jumping, like, lowers your food, but I do know that run jumping actually decreases your food less than if you just ran in a straight line. Yeah, I was the nerdy kid that would watch Minecraft videos all day. There we go. I told you I'd be able to give you some useless info at some point. You just had to get me, like, not thinking about it. I thought I was gonna have to walk on land. It was literally just a tiny little island. I think there's more to that quote, isn't there? It might just end there. I did know that, though. I saw, like, a post on something a while ago that was, like, the full versions of quotes. Because it's like jack of all trades, master of none, right? But better than the part that always gets cut off is master or better than master of one. So jack of all trades, master of none, better than master of one. hmm No, I just looked up weird facts like a few days ago from my chemistry class. She wanted us to like to introduce ourselves and like say 8 weird facts, just random facts. And one of them was like cotton candy was invented by a dentist, and I think that's the funniest thing ever. Empire Strikes Back. Uh, yeah, my favorite. They call it fairy floss in England. Yep. Of course, I love movies. Who doesn't like movies? My favorite movie is Ready Player One. Although I heard it's not as good as the book, but I haven't read the book. I think it was you that I said it to yesterday. I'm just a nerd for anything that's like entering a video game. Good pick, yeah. Because I don't know how good the book is, but my favorite book is like the complete opposite with how the movie turned out. Have you ever seen Ender's Game? I love that book so much, but the movie is god awful. Yes, yeah. Excellent book, yeah. The book was so good, and then when they made a movie out of it, I was so, yeah. I was so excited that there was a movie coming out for it because I loved the book, and I was like, did like the visual effects. Yeah, like the space battle scene. Not the one with the ships. The ships, like the effects were good, but I didn't really like that scene. But I liked the one where they were in the dome. I forgot what that's called, but the game they played. hmm Yeah, I was so excited when the movie was announced because it makes sense with your favorite movie. I was so excited when they announced the movie because Harrison Ford was gonna be in it. And I was like, okay, they're getting A-rated actors, and the movie sucks. And I was like, honestly, Interstellar Battles is probably why Star Wars was so much better than like what's it called? Why am I forgetting the name now? It's the most compared movie to Star Wars. I am not in control of my keyboard right now. What the hell's happening? Um, has Spock. I know one of the characters is Spock. Star Trek. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's why Star Wars was so much better than Star Trek because the battles were just better. Yeah, I know. Star Trek was a lot more about storytelling. Because if you actually think about the story of Star Wars, the story of Star Wars sucks. I get a lot of hate for that when I say that to my friends, but... Yeah, and Star Trek is just like scientists. Boy, yeah, told you I got a lot of hate for it. The story sucks, bro. In every way, the story sucks. The lightsaber fights, amazing. The space battles, awesome. Lowest IQ take of the century. Okay, but like, how much Star Wars have you actually seen? Because none of it, like, the original trilogy was good because it was created with no other story. We can agree. The original trilogy was good because it was created with no other story in mind. Like, they had nothing. They were literally just creating the story as they went along. But lower master certification from Lucas. Okay, but then like you get to the prequels, and the prequels have a lot of like plot holes in them, and then so obviously do the sequels. Sequels have a lot of plot holes in them, and then Clone Wars brings up a hell of a lot more plot holes, and so does Rogue One. And then I've only read like one book, and the books kind of suck, and we should never talk about the books. You're allowed to be wrong. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. But yours is bad. I feel like this is a very one-sided review of my opinion. I want to be in front of a jury of my peers, alright? You have a fish, like as a pet, or as food? Okay, I'm guessing a pet, because you've named it. What kind of fish is it? Pygmy koi fish. Okay, I'm gonna Google that. Because I know what a koi fish is, but he's a koi fish that stays small. Please tell me I'm not gonna hit an island, okay? Ah, yeah, it's literally, at least these ones look exactly like a koi fish, and then, what are they supposed to be like, more color than a koi fish? What are the normal colors of a koi fish? But yeah, like, literally the first 5 results when you look it up are red and black ones, by the way, so, normally very colorful. I had a library that had a pond in the middle of the library. Flowy fins. I had a library that had a koi pond in the middle of it, so it's not very special, but he's mine. Sound really defensive of your fish. He's not special, but he's mine. He's a good boy. I didn't even know they made plastic plants for fish. Makes sense though, because the real ones will eventually like rot and die, right? I don't know much about fish. I do know you have to be 18 in order to buy one, and I have no clue why. Take care of what, the fish or the plant? You can take care of a plant? Fish enslavement policy. I don't know if you're joking or not, but I'm gonna take that as a joke. Ah, village, awesome. I don't know how plants work. I've never owned a plant in my life. No, I owned a Venus flytrap that died within a couple of days. I decided to not get another one, in case you were wondering. We usually get into it. Owning a plant? Nah. I like animals because you can actually interact with them. Pulling this cow. Based on my opinions, I think my opinions. Okay, in my defense, right? I was interacting with that cow. It's not my fault that the cow didn't like the way that I was treating it. You're not saying LGBTQ? My homophobia. Do you need me to bring another man in here for I mean that's a different kind of stream. And I don't think I can put that on Twitch. Put stream to open an OnlyFans. I mean, one of them probably pays more, and it's probably not the Twitch stream. It's actually really funny that you brought up LGBTQ, because I have a gay father. Oh, that's nasty. Feet pics? Nah. That's gross. I don't understand how people are attracted to that. For normal ones. I mean, is she at least hot though? Cause like, her whole family liked it. No! Oh my god. Imagine having your family follow you on Instagram. I don't let my family follow me on Instagram. Oh, that's not. I do not like that I'm lagging. Hot enough, LMAO. I feel like most of the girls that do something like that would be ugly. Because if you're hot enough, just do like regular porn, right? how am I lagging? I have 32 frames a second. Like, that's not good, but it's good enough. Want to know a fact about me? Is it a useless one? Oh, jeez. Why is she not allowed to date people outside of her, I assume, country, right? Is it like a religious thing or family thing? I know a lot of families from what is it, like or not Eastern, Southern Asia and Africa, they don't like approve of extremely strict. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, especially when you have a daughter as well, right? Like that does make sense. And then you have a daughter that's also like living in a completely different country. Will be very bad. What, you think he's gonna call a hit squad on you? Worth it for the smash. It's not out of the realm of possibility. God damn. Most likely frame me for a crime. No way anyone's that petty. Come on. I mean, definitely people are that petty, but now you're involved. Nah, you ain't gonna bring me into any of this. It's only supposed to pick 9, put me up to it. Hey, alright. But like, counter argument, I get another like viewer, so it's worth it. Who needs life? Stream his life. Help boost my stream. Exactly. Get his entire government to watch my stream. Exactly. I want all of them. Our government as well. I want the NSA. You know, if the NSA is watching me right now, then like they're fake because they could be watching me live and it helps me out as well. Yeah, exactly. Fake friends. Like if you're gonna be my NSA agent, you gotta at least support me, bro. Like you've known me for 17 years now. You gotta support me, dude. Alright, see you, man. Enjoy the rest of my stream. Thank you. I mean, I'm only gonna be streaming for another 30 minutes as well, so you're not gonna be missing too much. See, it's always so difficult for me to go, like, from, like, talking to people to, like, talking back to myself. Because, like, obviously I shouldn't be, like, just sitting here silently in case someone does join, but... No, he was watching me for, what, an hour and a half? An hour and a half worth of content, let's go. I don't know, let's see, what stories do I have? I don't know. I talked about a lot of my early life and modern day life. Nothing much is going on. I talked about my classes in previous streams, so I probably shouldn't talk about them again. Trying to think of something. God, it's hard, difficult. I want to talk about Star Wars and Star Trek because I'm now going to voice my opinion to an audience that appreciates me more. Myself, that is. So, like, going to, like, how Star Wars is a bad story. Like, oh my god, dude, the story of Star Wars. It's like, how do I explain it? So, like, when the Clone Wars was created, like, that's my main problem with the Clone Wars. I feel like there's just, like, too short of amount of time, because Anakin obviously doesn't turn into Darth Vader, like, in the Clone Wars. So he does, like, have that scene where he goes to Ahsoka's, presumed grave in Season 7. Season 7, by the way, is, like, in my opinion, not real Clone Wars. Like, that was kind of just made to kind of, like, get people onto Disney+. Mandalorian's great, though. That's all they really need to get people on. Like, they didn't need to do seasons. Like, Mandalorian? Whoo! That's all they needed. And now we're gonna have, like, the Boba Fett story, and now they're doing, like, Falcon and Winter. Dude, Disney Plus is going places right now. That's a good thing I can talk about. Like, they need to honestly get more shows, in my opinion. Like, more TV shows, like, less movies. Because the only movies they have right now are, like, Disney classics, right? And no one wants to watch Disney classics unless you have kids. And I'm not saying they're movies only meant for kids. I'm just saying they're the only people that haven't, like, actually seen those movies, or because kids, you know, like to watch their favorite movie over and over and over again. But, like, me personally, I don't watch Disney movies because, you know, I saw them growing up as a kid. So, when they were, like, just marketing, when they only had, like, Mandalorian and then, like, Disney classics on their thing, I would only, like, tune in every Friday to see Mandalorian. And I'm really hoping that they don't continue this trend where they just, like, start up a new series after the old one ends. Like, WandaVision, right? because they did WandaVision, and then as soon as it ended, they immediately started like releasing Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like I'd hope they would have enough. Like why are they like spreading it out? Like I feel like they should really they should give us like 2 movies at a time or something. Like what really kills me is there's a new episode every Friday. Like you have to wait a whole another week for an episode of your show, right? Like that sucks to me. And I know it makes sense, but I'm not a TV watcher. Like I know that's how normal TV shows work, but I don't watch TV. Like I do watch TV. Like I've seen Breaking Bad, I've seen The Arrow, I've seen The Flash. But I watch like Game of Thrones is another thing. But I don't like watch them when they're actually like airing, or at least I don't watch the season while the season's airing. I wait to watch the season until it's already aired, and I can just like stream it, like all the episodes, and just binge watch. And like shows like Breaking Bad, obviously the shows that are like an hour long. I don't watch like the entire season in one sitting. Like I do space it out over multiple days, and sometimes I'll space out a single episode like over the course of a day. Um, but I like the fact that I can just pull up an episode. I'm choking on my spit again. Anyway, I like the fact that I can just watch an episode whenever I want, and I don't have to like wait to watch a new episode. But um, now that they're starting to put like TV episodes on streaming services, it's a lot easier to watch them. Like I don't have to like join a TV show at a specific time. Remember doing that? You remember having to like wait for like a new SpongeBob episode to come out on a specific day and a specific time, and like that's when it was airing. Now it's like it comes out on Friday and you can watch it whenever. And so that's why I've started like watching shows as they're airing, and it is really annoying. But yeah, I always hated that because they would always come out Saturday, right? Like SpongeBob, because that was like the show that's the show I watched like as it was airing. Because I stopped watching TV once I started learning about like video games, like Netflix and stuff. Um, but it was always on a Saturday because kids didn't have school and they're trying to market to kids, so they gave it to a day that kids could tune in. And my dad always did errands on Saturday, and he couldn't leave me and my brother alone. We were too young, so he would take us with him. And oh my god, I remember complaining so much. No, a new episode of SpongeBob is coming on at noon. I don't care if it comes on at noon. We're going to like go to Lowe's or wherever he needed to go. By the way, errands are different than shopping. Shopping was Wednesdays, so I also had to go after school to the store every Wednesday. That doesn't like tie in anything. That wasn't too big of a deal because there wasn't like new episodes on Wednesday. But it's like a kid, everything lasts like forever. Like a 30-minute car ride, you're sitting in the back like super bored, and you're like, when are we gonna get there? Are we there yet? So like yeah, going to the store, it took about an hour every time we went, and that was just like the most boring thing to me. I was like, oh, I have to do this there an hour every Wednesday. This sucks. This is the worst. This is like torture. Looking back on it, errands on Saturday probably took about 2-3 hours, and then yeah, it just wasn't that big of a deal. But at the time, it was. I wanted to watch my new SpongeBob episodes. I'm not gonna lie, I was like a brat of a kid as well. Like that's like the main reason why I hate kids, right? Everyone's like, how can you hate kids? You were a kid once before. Oh my god, dude, kids suck, and I understand that I sucked as a kid. Like I was not a perfect kid. These islands always trip me out, dude. I swear, I always think that like I'm gonna have to like walk for a while. But yeah, as a kid, oh my god, I would like argue with everyone that was older than me. Well, not like older than me, like other kids, but like I'd argue with like teachers. I did not want to listen to anyone. Oh man, I listened to my dad, right? My dad was a scary guy. But they used to like in like things like because as I said, I did a lot of like outside school activities, and I did a all these activities. They wouldn't like let me like be there alone with like just the instructor and the rest of the class. Like, well, my brother was there as well. They like my dad had to sit and watch because of how like a little how much of a little shit me and Alex were. So yeah, I was not a fun kid to parent, and I feel like little girls are better than boys, um, in the terms of like behavior. But I live in an all guy family because like I said, my dad's gay. And I only have a brother, so I don't truly know how little girls act, but I feel like they'd be more mellow than a guy, right? Although little girls can be little brats as well. I feel like as a father, I would want a son though. And I feel like everyone feels like that, right? Like mothers would want a daughter. But yeah, if I ever have children, and I don't plan on it, but I don't think anyone plans on it at the age of 17. But yeah, I would hope that if I have a child, it would be a son. Because I feel like I can connect to a son more than I could a daughter. What's funny, the other guy that was in my stream, Arik, he stopped talking like the second King Kyber joined the chat. Like I don't know if he's just like really bad at like initiating conversation. Like not to diss him, but it was very interesting to see that. Like he left the stream soon after. Like he was only here to talk to me when like it was just him by himself. I don't know. Hopefully one day I get to the point where I've got like 50 people talking in my chat at once. So So what I've been using to make sure I'm going like the straightest line possible is like there's this thing that tells me like how close I'm looking to exact forward, and I'm currently 0.9 off of exact forward. And like when I'm walking, it doesn't matter, right? I'm actually gonna turn it real quick. I should set a spawn point anyway. But like when I'm walking, it doesn't matter because you know I'm just always gonna be facing a little bit like 0.9 to the left. But when you're in a boat, right, a boat follows the direction you're looking. So that 0.9 grows and grows and grows and eventually turns into like you're looking 2 blocks, or you're looking two, whatever their measurement is, off of center, and then the like spirals out of control. It's like really annoying. Because I have to constantly hit either A or D to force the boat back into the straight line that I'm trying to go on. And that's why I try like you see me doing like a lot of like micro adjustments to my mouse and stuff because I'm trying to get it as close to facing directly forward as possible, because then it like slowly counts up or down and I don't have to do as many inputs on A and D to correct my course. I mean, I know why I'm choking up a lot, right? It's because I've been talking for 3 hours straight now, and I don't really have water. Um, but I've got 20 minutes left in the stream, and I really don't want to pause to go get water, so I'm just gonna tough it out. My mouth is drying up and running out of saliva. Oh, I'm just glad that my stream is lagging. I'm not glad about that. Oh dear. Please tell me it's like only on my phone. Hold up, I'll shut the stream on my phone. I mean, it's not lagging. Kyber would have told me. So, right. Well, now I've not been moving for a while, so I gotta wait for the stream to start having me walk again. Yeah, no, we're good. I think it was just on my phone. It's not silky smooth, but it's fine. Yeah, well now it's silky smooth, so I don't know. 2 viewers, that might just be me and the, because I disconnected and reconnected, so it might just be taking a little bit for this stream to catch up. There's someone there, welcome to the chat. If you would, like to type in chat, I would love to have a conversation with you. If not, you can listen to the many rambles that I go on. What was my last ramble? What was I talking about? I was talking about kids and how they are little brats, and I was a little brat as a kid. Also quite hungry. I had like a very early lunch in preparation for this stream. I ate about 11, and now it's coming back to bite me in the butt, right? Because obviously, if I'm only gonna stream for 3 hours and it starts at noon, I want to eat lunch before the stream starts, and I start stream, or I'm here for the stream about 10 minutes before the stream starts. Just to give myself time to set up and prepare. So that's even like less time I have for the frame between school and lunch, because I end school at around 11:15. So today class did end at 11 or 10:50 though. That was nice. She just got to the end of her lesson, and nowadays there's no reasons for like teachers to keep, how like teachers would give you like an assignment or something to work on because they knew their lessons wouldn't take like an hour. That doesn't like happen anymore. If anyone's watching that's not in school, you're kind of just allowed to leave because before it's like they don't want you just roaming around campus, but now it's like, all right, you're in your own house, just log off and you know when you have to join your next class. I definitely like this time frame a lot more to stream in though. I feel a lot less burnt out. I feel like 3 hours is very enjoyable for me. Probably a lot more enjoyable for the viewer because I'm not just sitting here like not talking. So, although I do need to have like a water here or something next time because my mouth is parched. Although I think when I was doing like 5 hour streams, I think I was getting like 2 followers a stream. Like a lot of people would show up towards the end of that 5 hours. And I don't know if that's like something I should keep doing, but now I've been like averaging about 1 follower a stream, which isn't bad, but and it's got to slow down eventually, right? Or like hopefully it picks up. Like I hope I can only go up, but I've been trying to market myself, get myself put out there. Um, I'm glad I'm not streaming with friends now, or like with in parties with friends, because that was bringing a lot of problems. And I was doing it because I didn't think I could create 3 hours worth of content. But as I've only got 15 minutes left on the stream, that's obviously not true. 3 hours went by pretty easily. I don't know, my voice is starting to sound a little more cracked. Like I feel like it is. Like I feel like listening to myself, I feel like my voice, like having a little bit, being a little dehydrated is starting to come through. I feel like my voice is getting a little more raspy, is what I'm saying. I'm also really glad I found this 3 hour version of this music because 3 hour stream, 3 hour music, great. I don't ever have to pause to do that. Also, like when I was like setting this up, I thought it was really cool that I was gonna have like an end stream, a start stream like scene. I was gonna have like my actual stream, and I was like, it's also like super cool that it's also super cool that I'll have like an intermission screen and like a be right back screen. But I was like, I don't really need an intermission screen because I don't really like take breaks, right? Like I would like to do an intermission screen, like just like a just chatting screen, like as I start to slow down and like end the stream. But like I don't really have anyone here towards the end of the streams, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know what I would use intermission for. Maybe like eating lunch or something. I don't know. Be right back makes sense. Like if I really have to go to the bathroom or something like that, I could just hit be right back and then yeah. I'm also really glad that I figured out the problem of the echo. That was a problem I was having yesterday, and I looked up a lot of like tutorials and stuff. The tutorials are useless, by the way. Oh my god, everyone wants to say something about stream. There's so many videos out there that are talking about like how to start a stream, how to properly run a stream. Like everyone thinks that they know the right way to stream. What I have found so far is don't stream for like popularity. As a guy who's only been streaming for 5 days, I think what's really bringing me through, and what's working for me. Obviously, everyone's gonna have like different things for me, but I do my marketing to like have people, and I have like a few people come in. That's all great. But I feel like it's really important that I'm doing this because I want to. Like, I'm not doing this because I want to blow up immediately and you know profit, make millions off of streaming. No, 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 no. If you're just streaming just to be popular, it's probably not gonna happen. You get really burnt out in like a week or something. Um, but I feel like what I'm doing is enjoyable and I want to be here. Like I anticipate every stream. I'm actually really excited. I get really bored when I'm not streaming now. Because I've just like I feel like streaming has like become a part of my day now, and so when I'm not streaming, I'm like really bored and I'm like sitting in my bed watching YouTube or playing video games or something. Although that being said, I'm not gonna like suddenly like start streaming for longer. Because I do get burnt out. I do know this is a very like boring thing to watch, and I think the only thing that would get me to start streaming for 5 hours is if I had someone to talk to. Because when King Kyber was in here talking and Arik, it was a lot more enjoyable for me to sit here, and the time like passes a lot quicker. So I would do 5 hour streams, but I would have to have someone like in the stream at all time. It's really bad. I keep choking on like snot or something, cause I don't know. I don't have saliva to wash it down. I don't know what the anatomy is behind it, but it is messing with me. That frag out, dude. I wonder if someone directly took that from like a game. Also, another thing that's really annoying me right now is I don't have a very active social life. Like, I have friends that I talk to and hang out with, but I generally don't do stuff outside of video games with people. Like, I like staying home. It's more enjoyable for me than, like, going out to, like, a party or something. Um, but, like, now that I've started streaming, it seems like, because, like, my friends don't know that I'm streaming, by the way. They're not just streaming, they're not doing this just to mess with me or just to, become, like, closer friends now that I'm streaming. But like now that I started streaming, it just seems like everyone wants to hang out with me. Like I have this beach trip planned, which to be fair we have been planning for a while, but we never like got around to actually setting a date for it. So I didn't really think it was gonna happen. And then I've got something on Saturday, a hangout with another group of friends. So I'm not gonna complain. Like I like hanging out with friends. That's why I'm gonna actually like go to those things. But it kind of does suck because I want to grow my stream and I don't want I would want to like a week after I started streaming to suddenly just like, um, you know, say, hey, there's not gonna be a stream today because I'm with friends. Just lost a viewer, and I don't know if that's because the computer finally caught up with the fact that, you know, my phone is still just one person, or someone was actually here and left. Which, if someone was here and left, it's actually really sad. It's all fine though. I'm only here for another 8 minutes, right? So, yeah, I gotta leave at some point. Although I do like when people come in and like talk to me and drop me a follow. That's really what I'm looking for. I'm not gonna lie. I need people to follow me, but at least like chat, if anything. Like that's the point of watching a small streamer, right? Like you're not coming to me because I have the best content. You're coming to me because I'll interact with you, and hopefully one day I have like good content. Like I think my content's good. I just don't think like it's as immersive as like a streamer that has a million people to talk to, or as fast paced, I should say, because a lot of it is me filling in spaces of time in between people joining my stream. Oh, there's a lag spike. That's not good. But it is important to fill this space of time. No one wants to watch a streamer that's sitting there and not saying anything. Because how do you interact with that? How do you? That's not enjoyable content. No one wants to just watch me hold W for 3 hours. And I like to think that I am doing a good job of streamer viewer interaction because that's why I have people come back. King Kyber has come back. Arkin or not Arkin. Arik has come back. So I do like to think that I have something that's worth watching. And now it's just a waiting game. I need to grow my community. And hopefully, because I don't have like any plans to actually like go out and do something to get my community to grow. I just hope that I get recognized and people start like watching me and they're like, hey, this guy's pretty cool. That's kind of the plan I have laid out. I hate to be like punctual with my time. I feel like that's a mistake I made. Somebody came into my chat during one of my 5 hour streams. It was right at the end of my 5 hour stream, and I told him, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be ending the stream like now. You kind of came at the end," and he was like, "Oh, okay," and then he left. And he hasn't returned. Obviously, he didn't follow me or anything because I just told him, "Hey, I'm leaving." I feel like that was a missed opportunity, which is why I mean, that's part of the reason why I dropped my stream down to 3 hours away because I was getting very annoyed. I wasn't like annoyed, but I was very bored of streaming by 5 hours, and I was just ready to quit. And he was coming in, and I didn't want to spend more time talking to him because like now someone came in, like right now, if someone came in, I'm not gonna end the stream in 5 minutes. Like I'm gonna end the stream in 5 minutes if I have no one to talk to. But if someone came in like right now, I would talk to them, and once the conversation eventually like fizzles out, maybe I'd end the stream there. But also homework's the thing I gotta work on. That's another like I can name all the there's a million reasons why I dropped the stream. Basically, I need more time in the day, and also I was getting like really bored of streaming for 5 hours. Oh, my music stopped. I just realized. Ooh, I drop a lot of frames when I transfer screens. That's fine. Like a lot of frames. I was in the 30s. Now I'm in like nine single digits. Oh, J is my be right back key. Play K is play right. I hit play. All right, cool. I did. What's L? Is L my intermission? I think P is ending stream. Oh, including. I wonder if it loops the music because I've heard this frag out thing 3 times technically. Like technically it's the fourth time, but I mean like in the last watch. I only recognized the frag out twice, and then I just restarted the music. So obviously there was a frag out at the start of the music. It's probably just a loop thing. I don't think they put together 3 hours of songs. That's like a lot. Why did I use J, K, and L as my keys? I have no clue. They're just the keys I picked. I think here's a good point to stop once I sleep. It's like a perfect ending. Oh, there's an Enderman. Oh, like I said, perfect. Oh, I just... He's mad at me. I've gotta fight him. Are you mad at me, dude? He has the face that he's mad at me. Okay, well, I'm sign out of this. Hopefully he's not mad at me. Okay, L is my intermission. Great. I'm glad I got that right. And I would use this to talk to like people in the chat before I end stream, but kinda not doing anything. Just sitting here because I do want to stream until 3. It is 3 now. So I will sign off now. Thank you for coming out and watching my stream. Anyone that did come out, King Kyber and Arik especially. They're now reoccurring people, and I appreciate everything they've done.